What is going on, guys? Today I'm here with a little bit of a different video. I think this is a new series I'm going to be starting. NBA Power Rankings. I'm ranking all the teams from 1 all the way down to 30. I think it's going to be a new series on my channel. I love talking about the NBA. I was going to start this with college football and NFL, but I kind of started this channel in late November, and I didn't really want to start it then. NBA, we still have a couple months left. So this will be a little bit of a lengthy video, probably about a 30-minute video. So get some popcorn and let's talk some hoops. Let's get right into these rankings. We'll start off with the bottom teams. At number 30, we got the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets right now are 13 and 35, as you can see. The reason I got them last is they don't have anybody on their team. There's no way they're going to be able to compete this year. Possibly trading Michael Porter Jr. I mean, you have a lot of young guys like Igor, Cam Thomas, but are you really going to win with a Cam Thomas? I like Igor Dimin. I like him a lot. I think he's a very solid player, but it's like, who do you really have? Zaire Williams? Obviously, you're in a rebuild mode, probably trying to rebuild this team. Honestly, around Igor, you're probably going to move MBJ, and if you want to somehow win a championship in the next 5-10 years, you need to move on from Cam Thomas. 29, we got the New Orleans Pelicans, kind of in a similar situation, a very young team, but they have a lot more talent. They have Zion Williamson, Jordan Poole, Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen. This is a pretty solid team. I mean, obviously on the court, they're not showing it. I think it's another situation. You give them 3 to 5 years, they're going to be looking like a playoff caliber team. But I see them having a higher shot of reaching that level than the Nets. And right now, they're both kind of similar records. So I got the Pelicans a little bit higher than the Brooklyn Nets. At number 28, we got the Indiana Pacers. Pacers, this is a very unfortunate year for you guys. Halliburton being out for this season. I was a little shocked. I thought this was going to be, honestly, a playoff team still, even without Halliburton, because a lot of the playoff run, against OKC, he was out. Not just that Game 7 when he tore his Achilles. He was out, I think. He came back Game 5, I want to say. I think he was out Game 3 or 4, and they won a game without Tyrese Halliburton. So I thought this team wasn't going to be that bad. I mean, obviously losing Miles Turner is tough, but you brought in J-Hub, and J-Hub has been doing some work. Very impressed by him. Indiana, obviously, next year you should be good. You're getting Halliburton back. And I'm very interested to see what they're going to do next year. Number 27, we got the team with the worst record in the league right now, the Sacramento Kings. The reason I got them here at 27 rather than 30, they just brought in DeAndre Hunter. And I'm very interested to see how are they going to play now with Hunter. They have a lot of forwards. They got DeRozan and Hunter. I mean, you got Zach LaVine, Westbrook. You got a lot of veterans on this team. The thing that worries me is where are you going to go for your future? I mean, Sabonis, he's getting up there in age. Are you going to build around DeAndre Hunter? I don't think so. LaVine and DeRozan are getting up there as well. It's like, where is your future at? And obviously this year you ain't going to make no playoffs. Maybe next year. I don't know. Number 26, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. You could argue they could even be lower. Record not as bad as a lot of these, as some teams that they're lower than, but they're about to lose Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I have no idea. If they get a good trade package, this could be a totally different ranking. But right now, you might as well scrap this year. You're getting rid of Giannis, unless you're getting a freaking Luka Doncic, which you're definitely not going to get somebody of that caliber. You are going to be in the bottom of these rankings. At 25, we got the Washington Wizards, another team that has a pretty bad record, as you can see, but you know why they're here. The addition of Trae Young, Ice Trae, getting traded to the Washington Wizards. A lot of these teams for the bottom, you're in rebuild mode. I'm kind of seeing where are you going to be in the next few years, really. That's kind of how I'm ranking it. And who has the best shot of winning this year? Getting Trae Young. Maybe they click, and maybe they have a good connection with these young guys like Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, and Trae Young. Maybe they can connect and get a little play-in spot potentially. I mean, that'd be an absolute long shot. But even the next year, you have Trae Young. You're going to be in the playoffs soon. So 24, I got the Utah Jazz. This team, another young team, 15 and 35. Obviously not a good record, but I could see this team if they get one more piece. They got Lowry, they got Walker Kessler. They got a Lowry who's very good. They just need another good star to complement Lauri Markkanen, like a superstar. And Lauri Markkanen, I believe, is on that level. They just need to go get a good point guard. Maybe even you go try to get John Morant, who's about to get traded. I mean, would he probably lay in there and be like, yeah, I'm going to go to Utah? Heck no. But if you somehow get it, that'd be insane. And speaking of John Morant, at number 23, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, Ja's probably going to be out the door. But this Memphis team, every year, I feel like they just go in a cycle. They make the playoffs, then they do bad, then they make the play-in, then they lose, then they make the playoffs, lose, make the play-in, lose. And now, this year, they're cooked. They're cooked. This is one of the worst regular seasons they've had since the year Ja got hurt. Like 2 years ago, which they were terrible. But Ja's been kind of playing. Not these past couple weeks. He played that game in Paris a few weeks ago. I do expect him to get traded. I'm kind of interested on that story. I might make a video on that and see maybe top 5 landing spots for Ja Morant. And comment down below where you think Ja Morant will land. Number 22, we got the Atlanta Hawks. They just added C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert, obviously getting rid of Trae Young. The only reason I think I have them so high right now is they have actually a pretty solid record. They're sitting at a pretty solid spot. They're going to probably be in that play-in. You know them and the Bulls, and usually it's the Raptors, but not this year. And the Heat, Bulls and the Heat are for sure going to be in the play-in, probably playing for the 8th seed like usual. But the Atlanta Hawks losing Trae Young, but these guys stepped in and played good. I don't know really where your future is. You don't really have a big star. Maybe Kristaps, you could say, maybe Jalen Johnson, Kispert, McCollum. Maybe you could just be a decent team that's going to be in the play-in. I'd rather be in the play-in than being one of the worst teams in the league. So, hey, maybe they're trying to strive for that. At number 21, we got the Chicago Bulls, the team I was just speaking about. A little bit better record than the Atlanta Hawks is why I think I have them a little bit higher. They're kind of in the same situation, but I think they're a little bit more talented. And the Bulls and the Hawks played, I'm taking the Bulls. Number 20, we got the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, they're 18-30. But if they can get healthy, if they can get Kyrie back, and then get AD back. AD's been out. Cooper Flag has literally just been solo balling, dropping 48 against the Hornets, had a 30 ball against Houston. He's just been balling out. If they just need to get healthy, then they need to get their superstars back, and Cooper Flag needs some help. Please help this man. So that's why I got them a little bit high. Higher than the Bulls and the Hawks, despite their record, but they're missing some talent. Once they get that talent back, they're going to be way ahead of the Bulls and the Hawks. Number 19, we got the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets are 23-28. You may be thinking, why are they ahead of the Bulls and the Hawks? I like this team. And I think if this team made the play-in, they're a fun team to root for. And I think in the upcoming years, they're going to be a lot better than the Bulls, than the Hawks. They're going to be in the play, no play-in. They're going to be 1 through 6, higher than that. Maybe even host a first round next season. They just LaMelo, Con Knipple, Sion James, Liam McNeely, Brandon Miller, Diabate. The list goes on and on how many good rookies they have. And Colin Sexton, too, is a nice little, quote, veteran guard. I just like this team. They're fun to watch, and I think in the upcoming years, they're going to be a playoff team. Number 18, we got the Los Angeles Clippers, the retirement home. They're just so old. But, they're not doing bad. They're probably going to end up being a play-in team. Right now, they're at 23-25. As I'm recording this, they are currently losing to Philadelphia. That's why I got them at 23-25. They may lose. They may win. You guys are going to see this next day, so let me know. I think they're going to... I don't really see where their future's going to go. Are they going to be roaming around this play-in with the Bulls and the Heat in the West? They've had some good years. I really don't know where the Clippers' future's going to go from here. Unless you're going to trade Harden and Kawhi, which I feel like you should do. I feel like you should get one of those guys out and maybe even try to get both of them out to get some young assets, get some picks, and start rebuilding. Come on, LA. At number 17, we got the Miami Heat. Pretty solid record, especially if they can land Giannis Antetokounmpo. A lot of these teams can say that. If they land Giannis Antetokounmpo, they should be way up. Obviously, he's an MVP, a former MVP. Miami, they're going to be sitting in that play-in no matter what they're saying right now, 25-21. I'm not falling for it. They're going to be the 8th seed and playing the Bulls in the play-in like always. Number 16, we got the Portland Trailblazers. This may be crazy. They're 22-25, but again, similar reason to the Hornets. I like this team, but this team has shown that they're actually a good team. I think they're going to end up passing the Clippers. And I think they could sneak in as an 8th seed. I'm going to say they don't. They probably lose in the final play-in, for the 8th seed. I think they will get eliminated there. But I've seen this in the past. OKC, you look back, I think it was 3 years ago before they were really good. They beat the Pelicans, and then they played Minnesota in the 8-seed game. They lost that game, and that was the start of the dynasty. Next year got the 1 seed. Then the year after that got the 1 seed and won the NBA Finals. Am I saying Portland's going to get that type of run, like they're going to be a 1 seed next year? I don't think so. But do I think they're going to be a playoff team similar to how I think the Hornets will be? Yes. I mean, Denny Avdija has been playing some of the best basketball out of everybody in the league. I mean, he's so underrated. And they have a lot of young guys. Shaedon Sharpe, if Scoot Henderson can finally find his role, Toumani Camara. I think they do need like one veteran if they want to make a playoff push now. I mean, they have Dame who's been injured. But is Dame going to be enough? His old Dame? Like, I think you need somebody actually good as a veteran. No shot to Dame. But I just don't think he's that good in this time. Maybe he'll prove me wrong when he comes back. Number 15, we got the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic sitting at number 15. I like this team a lot. And before the season started, I thought this could be a potential NBA Finals team. I mean, Franz Wagner, Paolo, Desmond Bane. What they're really missing is a elite center. Wendell Carter's pretty solid, but if they had somebody at the next level, this would be for sure championship team. And they could even still make the championship. The East is down this year. Pistons and Knicks are at the top. If you do go watch one of my other videos, it was my hot takes for 2026. I do have the New York Knicks. I am going to stick with that. I think the Knicks will make the NBA Finals this year. That's got to be their year. But I could see the Magic as a dark horse. Don't count this Orlando Magic team. They have a lot of talent. They get hot. They can make a finals run, especially in this week East. At number 14, we got the Phoenix Suns. We're going to the 1 through 15 now. Suns, they have a really good record. You may be thinking you're seeing the Warriors record, you're seeing the Cavs, you're seeing the 76ers record. You're like, why are they so low? This team ain't it. Regular season, they may be it, but even in the past, when they were the 1 seed and got smoked by Luka, their only good run they made was in 2021 when they lost to Giannis in the NBA Finals. And this team has nowhere near that talent. You got Book. I mean, Dylan Brooks has been actually playing some pretty solid basketball these past couple of weeks, but you just don't have enough talent to win a 7-game series in the Western Conference in the playoffs. It ain't happening. Your first round exits if you do even make the playoffs, which I think they're still on the fence, even with such a good record right now. Still 30 games to go. At number 13, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs, they've got the 1 seed the past 2 years in the Eastern Conference, but this team, they can never get it done. Never can get it done in the playoffs. And even in the regular season, they've been underperforming. And just trading DeAndre Hunter for what? Dennis Schroeder? Are you kidding me? Dennis Schroeder, that's all you're going to get? Yeah, you did get some picks. But, like, are you not going to... I mean, I guess they didn't really utilize DeAndre Hunter that well, and they were better. I mean, they were just as good. The other year when they had Strus, Strus filling in his spot, they were just as good. So maybe like, hey, we'll get some picks. We'll get a veteran guard off the bench at Dennis Schroeder. We'll see where that takes us. I just don't like this Cavs team this year. They're not even looking good in the regular season. And this is a regular season team. This ain't even a playoff team. So maybe that means the opposite this year, but I highly doubt that. I got them at number 13. Number 12, we got the Golden State Warriors. They may be a little high. Jimmy being out for the season, but this team any given night can beat anybody in the NBA. Like, I wouldn't be fooled if you could tell me that this team could beat the Denver Nuggets. They could beat the OKC Thunder because they have the greatest point guard of all time. It's Stephen Curry. They have these veterans. They have Draymond. They have young up-and-comers in Will Richard, Brandon Podesky, and they got a shooter in Buddy Hield. Like, they just have a very solid team, but they got to put it together. They can't have this, play good. I mean, earlier in the season, you were seeing them beat the Spurs, and they had a really good record, and they kind of fell off. And they're back on. They're just going up and then down, up and down. So if they can figure it out and not be this, if Steph Curry is just basically cooking, they can beat anybody in the NBA. But you probably say that for a lot of these teams. This may be a little biased. I ain't gonna lie. I am a Warriors fan, so call me out in the comments for that. Maybe they are a little too high, but I think they play the Cavs. I'm picking the Warriors. They play the Suns. I'm picking the Warriors. Play the 76ers. I think I'm picking the 76ers. So, and we'll go to the 76ers right now at number 11. The Paul George suspension 25 games. That kind of sucks, but he hasn't even been playing good. The one game they finally played good, they're going to test him for that. That's ridiculous, which I guess he did. So 25 games suspension for him, but you still have Maxey, Embiid. This is the thing with the 76ers. They have to stay healthy. Embiid, if he stays healthy, once they get Paul George back, if he can stay healthy, because the last couple of years it's just been Maxey carrying. If he's got some help now, he's got VJ, he's got Kelly Oubre, which he's had. Embiid, if he can stay healthy, and Paul George, this team could be a sneaky dark horse in the East. I'm telling you, the East is wide open. Pistons and Knicks are right now the front runners. Everybody after that, I think from like 3 through 8, like wherever the Heat are at, I think the Magic have a shot, like I said earlier in the video. But this 76ers team could easily make a run. Number 10, we got the Boston Celtics. They've been playing pretty good basketball. Jaylen Brown has had an MVP caliber season, especially if they get Jason Tatum back sometime before the playoffs or maybe even during the playoffs. That would be huge, and they'd probably win the Eastern Conference. At number 9, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers, you see this, you're thinking, why are the Raptors ahead of you? They're 27-21. We're 29-19. We have the better record. We have Luka Doncic and LeBron James. But I'm telling you, LeBron James has not. I'm a LeBron guy. I love LeBron. He's not been to his. He's been very subpar for his standards this season. Luka's played really good, but this defense also kind of concerns me. Their defense has not been very good this season, and I think it could be a similar tale to last season. You play good in the regular season, you come in the playoffs, and your defense isn't ready. You don't have that young star power. You don't have a young LeBron James. Luka Doncic has to do all the work, and he can't beat these dominant teams in the West by himself. Even if you look when he was on the Mavericks, he had Kyrie when they went to the finals. You look before that, he had Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie. They had guys. They still had guys on that Mavericks team. He needs some help, and they need LeBron to somehow. I get it. He's 41 years old. He's not going to be up to that level he used to be, but you need him to if you're going to make a run in the playoffs. Number 8, I guess I was talking about earlier, the Toronto Raptors. This Toronto Raptors team is young, but they're already showing that they're going to be a good team. They're going to make the playoffs this year. And they're kind of similar. Again, I see a lot of similarities in these teams. They look similar to the Detroit Pistons last year. Pistons got the 6th seed. Raptors looking like a 6th seed level team. Pistons right now are the current 1 seed. Raptors have a lot of young talent just like the Pistons do. And Pistons are starting to click this year. Raptors, I think, are starting to click this year, and they're going to really click next year. And like I said, possibly 1, 2, 3 seed next year. That could even happen this year. They could even get a 3 seed this year, but I think they're going to be even more dominant next year. Probably going to be a first-round exit, but I have high expectations. And if they can land a Giannis Antetokounmpo, which that's where I want him to go, that would be insane. Number 7, we got the New York Knicks, current 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. My pick to win the Eastern Conference. They just beat Los Angeles on Sunday night. They've been playing pretty solid basketball. They're probably roster-wise, they're the most talented. They're one of the, not the most talented. I'm overstepping here. One of the most talented teams in all of basketball with Brunson, with all those Villanova guys. And if Giannis Antetokounmpo, again, just like the Raptors, them in Minnesota, which we're going to talk about in a minute, our Knicks and Minnesota are the 2 favorites. You land him, you're probably in the 2 or the 1 spot, depending on how much you give and what you're getting in return. Number 6, the Wolves, same thing. Great basketball. And Edwards is an absolute dog. That's all I got to say about the Wolves. They're a championship threat this year. Do I think they're going to win the championship? Probably not, because the Western Conference is so stacked, but they're a contender. Number 5, we got the Detroit Pistons. Number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think I'm deducting points because the Western Conference is just insanely stacked. You got the Rockets, Nuggets, Spurs, the teams, OKC, the teams that are a little bit ahead of them, just because those teams' records aren't as good other than OKC. It's just because the Detroit Pistons play in a weak Eastern Conference. Number 4, we got the Houston Rockets. This team for sure can win an NBA championship. I think they're like a level down from OKC, Spurs, and Nuggets. I think it goes Nuggets, Spurs, OKC are all they're they're on level. Then it's like a very, very like this much of a drop off between Rockets, Pistons, Wolves, and Knicks. That's kind of their own category, and then you kind of get a bigger drop, and then just keeps dropping from there. This Houston Rockets team, adding Kevin Durant, I think was an absolutely amazing choice. That's what you're kind of missing, a veteran who's played in these playoff situations. Obviously, Kevin Durant, is known for not being clutch, but over the past couple of years, he has been. I mean, with the Nets, hitting that big shot obviously was a two-pointer. Didn't play good in overtime. But other than that, he hasn't really been in the playoffs. With the Suns, he was getting swept. But he's had some highs and lows in the playoffs. And I think if this team makes the playoff, he's going to have a high, and they're going to go on a big run. Number 3, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. This may be crazy. I know that they should be the consensus number 1. They just beat Denver. Why is Denver number 1? OKC, teams are starting to figure them out. Like, they've had some bad losses. Like, losing, they lost to the Hornets. They lost to the Heat off the Andrew Wiggins buzzer beater at home against the Heat. Like, they're having uncharacteristic losses, and people are saying they were good at 73-9 Warriors. Are you kidding me? This team is nowhere near that. Having 11 losses now. And yes, they just beat the Nuggets. Why the Nuggets number 1? I'm telling you, teams are going to start to figure them out. In a 7-game series, if you're having duds like that, that is not going to get you an NBA championship. That is not going to get you back-to-back. The same thing happened. Like, that didn't happen last year. You didn't have those duds last year. You came out guns blazing every single game, and that's why you won the championship. And I'm seeing little flaws that I think teams are going to figure out. And come playoff time, I think OKC is going to be a second-round exit. Maybe a crazy hot take, but that's what I'm saying. Number 2, got the San Antonio Spurs. Partially, I think I put Spurs ahead of OKC because they've owned them this year, winning the first 3 matchups. Obviously, OKC didn't win the last matchup, finally beating them, but it shouldn't take you 4 times to beat a team. If this was a 7-game series, you would have been down 3-0. That would have been a sympathy game that San Antonio is giving you, and then they're just going to go win Game 5 and beat you in 5. So that's why I think I have the Spurs ahead of them, and I think the Spurs are just as talented. You have you're building this team around Victor Wembanyama, of course, but you have these young guards, and again, if they could maybe trade Stephon Castle to picks and get Giannis Antetokounmpo, they'd be for sure number 1. That'd be an absolutely insane duo. And then number 1, I got the Denver Nuggets with this Jokic return. They just didn't lose to OKC, but 1 game doesn't define a whole regular season. And this is actually, I think right now, this is my pick to win it. I mean, they were even winning games. They had a stretch where they beat Philly on the road, and they beat somebody else. I can't exactly remember, a couple weeks ago, without Jokic and Murray and Cam Johnson. They were all out, and they were winning games against healthy playoff caliber teams. And that's what I want to see. If a Jamal Murray goes down or a Jokic goes down again for some reason, can you scrap a game? Can you get a huge win? And when you have these guys back, are you going to be capable of, doing the things that you've been able to do the past couple of years? Yes, I think they will be able to. And Jokic coming back is going to be huge. And once Cam Johnson comes back and Murray and all the guys are healthy, we get to playoff time. This is my pick. If they stay healthy, the Denver Nuggets will win the NBA championship. All right, that's my power rankings. Let me know your guys' top 5, top 10, heck, even top 30 power rankings down in the comments below.